Welcome to Co-working Live. Today we are doing the Pomodoro method. We're going to be working for 50 minutes on. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We're going to do it for 2 cycles for a total of 2 hours. So happy Monday. If you're joining us live, amazing. But if you're also using the replay of this, first of all, welcome to Co-working. I'm glad you're clocking in at your respective times and schedules. But whew, I'm already exhausted. Daylight savings. I hate the time change. It throws me off every single time.
Same. Oh my God. I struggled yesterday, but I feel like I'm struggling more today than yesterday.
Yes. I had all the best intentions to wake up early, go supermarket shopping yesterday. And of course, I'm an hour off. So even though I had the alarm, I couldn't move. It was a mess. And then today, it was the same thing. I felt exhausted getting up.
Mhm.
And it's just, we need to end this time change. Me
Yes.
personally, it is just not working for me. I don't like it. And today, during today's co-working session, normally we'd be working on the blogs, working on some content. Today, I have day job work to do. So I will be doing day job work. If you are studying, if you're working on your blogs, whatever you're doing, just use this time to get into what you need doing for this week. What's on your agenda, Fran?
I was planning to do work, day job stuff, but I ended up having a cancellation for an interview that I have to do in the afternoon. So I will have more uninterrupted time for day job later. So today I'm actually going to be updating blog posts. I have blog posts to update for St. Patrick's Day. So, I'm running a little behind on that, but that's going to get done this morning.
Mhm.
And most likely updating some extra stuff that I need to send on the newsletter midweek. So if I can
Okay.
get both of those things, just updating. So it's I say it shouldn't take too long, but it always does.
Updating always takes
Mhm.
time. Yeah, I'm going to try and see if the first half during co-working, I can get the emails out. I have a couple billings and things to do. So we're going to get working on that. And then I'm hoping to shift to the blog and more specifically my newsletter. We're really prioritizing newsletter this season, definitely for me. So I'll be spending some time doing that. We have 2 more minutes. What is top of mind right now? Top of mind is that it's never too late to start your content creation business. So if you're using
Mhm.
this to kind of help keep you accountable as you're blogging and you might be feeling the spring slump, yes, that is real. Okay, it's not too late. Just keep chugging along. I've been reading some of the comments over on the YouTube, and some people are making transitions right now, switching platforms. Some people are revisiting their blogs, like they've abandoned it for a while and now they're coming back. So I think that's super exciting. Some people are starting Substacks, just all the different things. But keep pushing. We are all feeling the slump. I mean, you're feeling the slump too,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And also, I wanted to throw out an idea at people, and that is something that I told myself that I was going to do this year. I feel like winter, it's always a heavier season anyway. And a lot of times we do these New Year's resolutions and all this stuff in January when naturally we're not ready for that kind of push. So I told myself this year that my new year is starting on the spring equinox. So
Okay.
that's going to be my goal. So I'm actually in the process of like planning things out as if a new year was starting. And I suggest that you do that too, because I feel it will be much better. Like once April comes in, you will feel more motivated, you will feel more energized to do things. So it is a natural place to start.
I love that. I really love that. January is always busy and heavy.
Yes.
And there's just lots doing. There's a post holiday. It's just too much. So I love the new year in spring. I'm
Mhm.
excited for it. I tend to be more productive in the summertime as well. So I kind of think it's kind of in alignment. It's spring,
Mhm.
it's summer, then you get into autumn and then winter. So that makes sense. In the chat, Tiff is saying, I'm also starting my new year on the spring equinox. It
Mhm.
makes more sense, honestly. Listen,
It
sometimes we
does.
need to listen to ourselves and listen to our
Mhm.
bodies. Again, summer is always very productive for me, always, always. And I think it's, I get the ramp up from the spring. So by the
Yeah.
time summer is coming around, like I am full speed ahead. So
I
yeah,
mean,
sometimes
even if you
feeling,
look at nature, that is what nature is doing anyway, because there is nothing happening in the winter. So
what's
we need
supposed
to
to
learn from
be
that.
happening?
We need to be on the R&R season in the winter, just rest, recharge.
Yes. Hibernating, okay? All the
Hibernate.
mammals
That
actually
that's what
hibernate.
I've been doing. Like, even I haven't been pushing myself too hard, even though I had my plans, but I'm not really pushing myself too hard for that reason. It's like this should be the rest season. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
roll into it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, it's time for us to go. Mic's off. We're going to get into our work. If you have any tips, thoughts, questions, just pop them in the chat and we'll circle back when we are on our next break. I'll also put some music on, but feel free to put on your own music as well. right, we are back. We are back. And in true fashion, I'm still in the middle of something.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of something too, but I did get one post done. I'm on to the next
Nice.
one.
Oh, nice. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I'm still working. It is clear today's not going to be a blog post day for me. It is going to just be work. I'm just here to work. Okay. I'm here to work. Oh my
Happens to the
gosh.
best of us.
I know. I mean, I've been consistent showing up and like, doing stuff. I have things to update. So I'm already
Yeah.
like, yep, next week I'm going to be updating posts. But
Yeah.
yeah, today I have day job things to do. What else is going on? No comments today. What is top of mind to talk about? What has been on your mind lately?
I think the biggest thing that has been on my mind is just to follow my intuition with what
Okay.
I feel I want to post.
Hmm.
And whenever I've done that, I've actually gotten the most response from people, whether it's a
Hmm.
DM, email back. Like that's been working well whenever I
Okay.
follow that intuition. So I think that that's also important. It's like just to really sit with what you really want to put out as opposed to what you think you should.
Sure. Hmm.
And I think that a lot of times will connect with people more.
I've always seen that work, period. But also from a financial point of view, it's just like also when you pay attention to what is actually paying you, you realize you spend so much time like spinning your wheels and turning your wheels on a million and one different things. But if you actually pay attention to, okay, this is where the money is coming from, you end up doing less. But also from a creative point of view, when you do what you want to do, what feels authentic, not necessarily trending, if you have an opinion on something and you want to talk about it, it does come across better than what you think. So I think it works both ways because
Yeah.
I've had that experience on both sides where I make my money from this one thing, but I'm busy creating and trying to do all these other things that I think are great. And look, they're probably good ideas. However, I'm exhausting myself. And also when I have to talk about something I don't believe in, it is just the worst. Like I'm like, oh, this is trending. I know enough about it to talk about it, but it was never top of mind. I was also doing an audit of YouTube last week, and I'm realizing when I have an opportunity to be my most opinionated self, it does better. And then when I share like a blog post in the newsletter or something, either that people know me to do or something just wild, but it has my interest, it is happening. And I see it right now too with a topic I've been wanting to cover. I think I've been telling you about the eras. And then I get an email on Friday about someone talking about that same era. And I'm like, okay, what are the odds? Like all of this is kind of lining up. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a deep dive and maybe do like a mini series or something because it's
That would be
something I'm
fun.
passionate about. So yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun. Definitely lean with passion. Lead with passion, with your intuition.
Yeah.
That's the best advice.
I don't think we can hack. You know how in the past people would be looking like to hack the system, like
Yeah.
SEO hacks, blog hacks, social media hacks.
Yeah.
I think we are in the post-hack era, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are so out there. So it really has to be authentic to you. It's like I can talk about business all day, every day. I can talk about blogs all day, every day. So I think people should just, kind of do that in their respective niches, topics,
Yeah.
interests, and the like. Keisha is saying, hey ladies, happy I made it. Hello, hello. If this isn't the right time or if you have a video on this that I didn't see yet, but I'm thinking I need to change my brand name. That's what's been on my mind. Thoughts. I would love to know
why.
Yeah, I would love to know. I was just going to say immediately, I would love to know, if you don't mind sharing, what is your current name, why you want to change it, and what you want to change it to. So this is the right time. We will be chatting here. We also have another break at the end, so don't worry. We will get into it. I'm always team, if it has your name in it, don't change it. If it has a topic you're still thinking about covering, but you want to explore other things, also don't change it. Like there's certain things that I think we need to change.
Yeah.
to be more appealing to the new thing you want to talk about. That's not necessarily the case, but let us know if you're willing to share, because we know quite a few people who have switched names. Okay. And I think it's the worst thing they ever did.
Yeah.
And the traffic is not trafficking since the name
Yeah.
changed. Again, I think it was one of the biggest mistakes.
Yeah.
But let us know. Tiff says, I know for me, I need to develop a schedule, make myself make time, because I still haven't even posted my first Substack article. Shameful. First of all, let's remove the shame.
Exactly. I was just going to say, there is no shame.
There is no shame. This one, Francesca, didn't send a newsletter for over a month. All right.
Yep.
All right. I ain't shaming her. It's just facts. But she did it. We need to remove the shame and just trust that you'll get there. You know, make the time. Yeah. Definitely make the time.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But trust that you'll get there. For some people, a calendar works. Like me, I need scheduling. I need dates, times. That's just my personality. Some people like to go with the flow, but I will tell you, if you want to make content in your business, you can't really go with the flow. So
yeah, you need a little structure. Time blocking can work too. I mean, figuring out when in your day that works, when it's easier for you. But also, I feel like give yourself grace, because we were just talking about the, starting the year in the spring equinox. I think that is also probably a reason why maybe you're feeling a little more bogged down and not able to get on a schedule. It's just, you'll get there. So just try to find that space within your day, within your week, within your schedule where you can dedicate to it. Because winging it will never work. No. But with grace.
Yes. Give yourself grace, my friend. All right. Keisha did share. So Keisha and I are going to fight. All right. Keisha said, LOL, Keisha's house is my name, but I want to change to Restorer. I think talking about burnout, my name is all about me. I don't see Keisha's house being scalable for my long term. See, I disagree.
I disagree.
I disagree heavy. That's why I'm like, me and you got to fight, friend. I actually think, so here's something I would tell myself in the future, but let me read your next comment before I tell you the thing I would have told myself. So Keisha said, my goal is to, in about 2, I'm going to say hours or years. Years. I'm going to say years. You meant years. Grow into Restore coaching and therapy, focusing on burnout, prevention, and recovery. Keisha's house sounds like a house. No, Keisha's house sounds like a place I want to hang out. I'm going to be for real.
It's a safe place.
It's a safe place. And I'm going to fight with you and say, do not change the name. Keep your name.
Keep it.
The lesson, we'll talk more about this if we run out of time. We have 2 minutes. I will just say real quick, one thing I would have told myself earlier is to lead with my actual name. I wanted to use my name and I didn't do my name. I it's like picking something cool and in your case, you're thinking therapy, Restorer. I get that. I get the vibe from that name. I'm telling you something. There's nothing more scalable than you.
Yeah.
You as a person, because you might, as you start creating content and helping people, you might realize they want certain things and you might feel trapped by the name Restore. I am telling you, it is never what you think in the beginning. Like, I love your plan. I am here for you manifesting and achieving the coaching therapy. Like, I'm here for it. But there is something going to be there that you never thought about or saw. And the audience is going to tell you about it. And I think your name is more expansive. Another thing I tell content creators now, and I'm doing this myself, is we need to mentally create a space that we're inviting people to. And Keisha's house sounds like a place I would want to hang out at. Fran, let me give you the other minute, because
that's basically what I was going to say. And I think that also when you're approaching things from a therapy and coaching and all of the things, you want people to feel, especially online, you want people to feel like they are coming to a safe place, more so than like being very structured. And with the other one, I think it leans more structured. And this one is just going to give you the connection with people that I think people will gravitate more towards that, especially in this day and age. And like Victoria said, you have all the possibilities for expansion. I actually think the house word is perfect for that, is a perfect environment for that. And it's a perfect environment to expand to other things that are encompassed in therapy. So I think you'll be in the right place keeping it
I
completely.
know so many places off the top of my head now, like even safe places, some are charity based that have house in it
Hmm.
and
Yep.
wellness. I'm
Yes.
already thinking of like two places down the road, and I'm like, yeah, there is house in the name. I think I don't know how else to okay, I'm gonna go left. I love Martha Stewart. People always think it's weird when I say I love Martha Stewart, but one thing Martha said, it's like it always had to be her name because it was the most flexible thing that she could do. That's how she was able to add and layer all these things. She never started out that way. I think more of us need to step into our names. And in this case, again, it's already Keisha's house. I'm like,
Hmm.
run with it. Run
Yes.
with it. I just
Also, the identity of your brand, even as a therapist, is all about
yeah.
you. Because at the end of the day, people are going to like you, and that's why they would go with you versus somebody else. So
Yeah.
it needs to be you. Like the brand is you, no matter which way you want to look at it. Even if you lean heavier right now with therapy, the brand still is you.
Yeah.
It's not
I'm
what
even
you're telling
thinking,
them, it's you, no matter which way you look at it. So
I'm I'm already thinking Keisha's method. You know what I mean?
yep.
Like her unique way
Yep.
of
Yep.
getting people from A to B. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Exactly.
Like I feel it. Like I feel that name. I
Yeah.
would run with that name, truly.
Yep.
Let us know if you have any more questions. We're gonna hop back into work. We will be back. Let me see what time on the banner. Okay, so we'll be back at 11:55. At that point, we will definitely take more questions. We
Mhm.
can get more into it. So, Keisha, if you have any questions, let us know. Anybody else joining us, let us know if you have any questions and thoughts. But yeah. Okay, so we're
Yep.
going to go mics off. We're going to put the music back on, and we'll see you at the next break when we'll chat and close everything out. All right.
Bye.
And we're back. All right.
No.
I will say, I finally finished day job stuff and I got to the point I was like, I could start a blog post and I'm like, no. So I decided to kind of like click through my emails because that kind of made sense to do. So you clickety clackety away.
I am just finishing up here saving this file because I'm like, I'm going to forget where I am.
Save.
Oh my God.
It's kind of funny, but it's not funny that we're always in the middle of something. I was in the middle
always
of
in the middle. It's
myself.
always in the middle.
And I'm like, let's just hit send. So now I can hit send. Ta-da! Anywho, we hope you got some stuff done during co-working today. I did see that Keisha said that this is great. This is great, something I need to seriously think about. Yeah. And you know, it kind of goes back to branding when we always talk about the Fix Your Brand Challenge. But now I'm thinking we maybe need to do either a short video or a blog post or something so we can redirect folks, kind of sharing thoughts on names, because there used to be a formula. Like, you know how I use food bloggers all the time because they're the most popular, but also money people, wellness people, they kind of feel this need to have some of that in their brand, blog name, social media name, and stuff like that. And that used to work. No question about it. It would bump you up if you're baking and you have like Victoria Bakes, of course, you know, or Victoria Knits, because I remember a lot of knitting people and crafty people and stuff like that. I want people to feel comfortable leaning into their own name. That is something I don't want to say like regret, but if I had a do-over, I would lead with my name 100%. I wouldn't even blink twice. Also, because just in the event you pivot or you find interest in something else, or as you're creating content, because this happens, I'm going to say 10 out of 10 to content creators. The way they start is never the way, I don't want to say end because we're continuing, but where they start is never where they are in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. That's not, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I think we need to do something on that.
Yeah, and I think sometimes we feel really boxed in. I mean, in some ways, that's kind of where we are because we went with the, niche name and as opposed to, regular name. I will say one that was not popular back then, leading with the name, but also two, for me, I started as a group. So there was no way
Yeah,
that
yeah.
even if that was a thing, it would have worked. But I do feel boxed in some ways by the type of content that can go on there. So even if I wanted to talk about other things, like that can't go there
Yeah, yeah.
because there's a limitation. So I think the more you leave it open ended, you always have an opportunity to throw something in. It might not be a big thing, but you never know what is going to be of service to the people that are following you. And
Hmm.
there might be something that you can expand, even if it's a little bit, you need the room for that.
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
that's
Being
important.
boxed in is
The what?
I'm on what, a fifth blog now? Like, it's just because, the interests change. Once upon a
Yeah.
time, I was sharing food content. I wasn't cooking or baking or any of that, but I would go to restaurants and I would share like my thoughts. I guess you could say I was a food critic at one point, but I would blog and say, hey, this is great, whatever. I did that. Um, at one point, I was in food, but it was more like breakfast stuff. Another time, I did shoes and purses because I was outside. So I was reviewing like all these affordable purses and shoes that you could get. I was in my fast fashion era at that point. And lots of other things, like I'm blanking, but there's just so much. But I felt every time I needed a new blog, new page, new everything. Whereas I had this one friend, we went to the same school. She moved to Canada and she started a blog. Well, she started a YouTube first, actually, but she had a blog with it always. And she led with her name. So when Sis was like in her makeup era, I was with her with her makeup era. She never had to change her name. Then she went into her fashion era. Then she went into home decor era, which, by the way, amazing taste and style. But her name has been the same. And we've been there for all different iterations. We were also there when she became a mom, when she got married. You know what I'm saying? Moving house, talking about the finances required to get said house. First, she had a condo and then get to the house. The point is, we were there for everything. And again, it's her personal brand. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we kind of need to definitely lean more into that instead of just being known for one thing, because that's also
Yeah.
something we've said a lot here on the channel. One thing isn't going to cut it. Like,
Mm.
you have your main thing that you talk about, then you have your supporting topics, which again is where the Fix Your Brand challenge comes in. But I do think maybe we need to do a blog post or something about branding, but specifically names
Yeah.
and, the pros and cons of each, and when to lean in and when not to lean in. There was something else I was thinking about, but I'm forgetting it now. There was something else I was thinking about. Oh, here's Keisha. Keisha says, I would love a video on the topic of brand name. This has been great today, but I know that's a video inbound watch, and I think it would be great for others. Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's like when we're here doing co-working, we do get ideas and then we
Yeah.
create future content. And I actually think it's something worth, again, whether it's a
Mm-hmm.
video, whether it's a blog post, we come back and we redirect you to these resources. But I know a lot of people, because we did something when we were doing the WordPress thing, because we do have videos on the channel just in case you're new to WordPress and you want to build out your website. We do a step-by-step approach there. I know we kind of touched on branding in terms of name, aesthetic, colors, stuff. These are things people get hung up on so much. We focused on the colors, we focused on the fonts, we focused on logo, all that crap. But now when I really think about it, the name, it's
Mm-hmm.
probably
Mm-hmm.
worthy to do one dedicated piece of content on just that, because I think that holds a lot of people back,
Yeah.
and people want to make changes and they feel they can't with their current name. So yeah,
Yeah, and I think also when people see lead with your name, they feel that's influencer
yeah,
mentality. Like it's really tied right now to that in terms of like what we're used to seeing. But I think it's going to be the thing that gives you the most flexibility going forward. Because remember, no matter what your brand is about, obviously we're not here to be influencers, but your brand needs to be about you and connecting with people on a personal level, no matter what your brand is. And leading with the name is going to be part of that. It's going to help with the name recognition. Sure, they might remember a particular brand name, but unless you're doing something in partnership with people like we're doing here, I don't think that is needed.
I just remembered what I was going to say. With names, also, I think something people often forget, because this is coming up for me in more ways than one now, especially with AI, especially with influencers, especially with people feeling burnt out all the time, which is funny because Keisha's whole thing is about burnout. But
we all needed.
Listen, again, Keisha, listen, trust me, we need this.
Yes.
And it's going to be a future need. Okay.
Yes.
Gen Z is going to get burned out, Gen Alpha, everybody. But what I was going to say is, with names, with branding, I think people forget feeling. What I see all the time online, what is missing more than ever is those third places for people. You know, like, people do need that third place. People don't just want a name to show up to I'm using Keisha, sorry girl, I'm using you now. But people don't want to just show up to a place for therapy, help, stuff like that. They wanna go, they don't want to come to just, they want a feeling. Okay, I know what I'm thinking. The words ain't coming right now. I probably need to go get my caffeine. But people want a feeling. People want to feel like they're coming to a place. So for example, if you are a food blogger, people don't just want your recipes and just dry, like, they want to come into your kitchen. They want to kind of feel like they know you. You know, they want to know how you have your coffee. They want to, it's kind of like, you know how when you have friends and you know this person and you know, like, okay, if I don't hear from her by a certain time, this one, Francesca, I'm gonna send a welfare check. You know, you give people time and space. It's the same thing. You have your friend, you have your significant other, you have your siblings, you have your mom, your dad, people, you know things about them. Like, I know how my mom likes her curry. She knows how I like my tea. I know how my husband likes his coffee. People want to feel like they're a part. So what I'm saying is, like, when I had Keisha's house, I was like, that's a place.
Yeah.
So people want to come into people's kitchens. People want to come into people's living rooms. People, you know, depending on what you're talking about, they want to come into your bedroom. They want to come into your bathroom. It's like, I think the more we can actually create a physical space online, for us, we are co-working. You're coming to the co-working office. You are checking in. You are clocking in. Well, technically we are co-working live, but it's part of like what we are trying to create in our videos as well, because we recognize it. It's more than just coming on the internet and telling you how to build a blog and sharing that advice. Like, that already exists. But what we're trying to create is like a co-working office where we all clock in. We're in our respective cubicles. I can come over here and say, oh, Keisha, what are you doing, girl? And I can say, Tiff, what are you doing? Fran, you know, that, you know, it's early days yet, so you ain't seeing it. But we are starting with those seeds. So as we are creating all our different places, if you're a writer, you're coming to the writing room. If you're a podcaster and you're teaching people about podcasting, you're bringing them into the studio. You're showing them how you can do it in your closet, you know, in your bathroom, whatever, in your car. So I think the more we can create kind of a tangible place in an intangible way online, it will work. I think that's what I was kind of feeling when I heard your name. I was just like, oh no, this sounds like a place. You know, I'm already thinking Keisha's method, which is your unique way of getting people from A to B, you know, the burnout prevention, but maybe I'm already burnt out. So it's a Keisha's method. I'm burnt out, get me to recovery, you know? So I think we need to lean into the ownership of what we're doing. I know for me, I used to feel afraid. Like, I don't want to put me out there. I felt like, ain't nobody care. I used to say that to Fran all the time. Like, okay, people don't care, moving on. people actually care once you start building that community. Like they want to see how you're doing. They want to know what else is going on. I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to come back and say, oh, Keisha, how did the thing go? What did you decide? Because I've seen it in other comments. People are sharing their stuff on the Fix Your Brand Challenge. Like, this is where I want to do, or this is how I want to take people from A to B. And people are checking in. I said, see, co-working. They're checking in. They're like, oh, did you get it launched? And someone was like, yeah, slow, but we're going. And, we kind of have that vibe. So we should all think about creating that vibe on our respective blogs, websites, and future things that we want to do. So
yeah, and that's exactly how you're going to tie in with the branding of how you're going to brand how you do your videos or how you do your blog posts or whatever you're creating. You're going to tie that feeling as part of the brand, and that's going to tie in the name with your topic of what you're talking about. So everything will be cohesive.
Yeah, because we have feelings. We have feelings in the, hold on. Let me bring it up. Always have the slides in here somewhere. Here it is. Yeah, wrong one. Remove. Remove. I have to add again. There we go. Sometimes the internet does a thing. But yeah, so in the worksheet, that's why we have words. I know we have a thing. Well, no, that was the first part. The archetype, the identity, and the mission. Yeah, and you put in your pillars, and you put in your feelings, and you put in your micro topics, and then how you're gonna get people from A to B, how you're gonna make money. Yeah, here it is. It was this page. It was a transformation statement. It's the feelings. Just go through the challenge, y'all. I need caffeine. I'm feeling it already. All right, I need to go get me some caffeine. We are going to clock out from the office today. We hope you got some work done, whether it's day job, blogging, studying, reading, whatever you're doing. We hope you got something done today. We hope you got something useful from Keisha sharing where she's at and what she wants to do as well. We appreciate you all being here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay, please. We're trying to grow this platform over here. We drop videos every Friday. So check out the channel for our new videos, and we co-work here every Monday. Next week, we're going to be doing the Pomodoro method for the rest of the month, basically, because the first Monday we have our board meeting. If you haven't already, check out the board meeting that we did last week. We were talking about, especially if you're wanting to do podcasting content, there's some news you definitely need to hear. We also shared some seasonal and topical things for you to keep in mind, plus some of the things we are spring cleaning because we're in the spring season. Daylight savings time. We just had the time change for folks in the US. I know it's probably kicking your butt. I know it's kicking mine, which is why I said, let me go get me some caffeine. My sleep patterns are all over the place, but yeah, we're looking forward to chatting with you next week. So we hope that you will clock in with us, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.